All right, welcome back, Truth Seeker. Tonight was the MLB's very special Field of Dreams game in tribute to the movie starring Kevin Costner. And it was so appropriate to have this special game in the year of the 117th World Series. And again, just one more proof of how powerful Gematria is. At the All-Star break, I discovered that they switched up the teams for the Field of Dreams game. It was supposed to be Chicago White Sox and St. Louis Cardinals, and we knew it had something to do with Tony La Russa because he's the current manager of the White Sox, and he used to manage the Cardinals. So it's like, the Tony La Russa teams are playing, and they ended up swapping out the Cardinals. They changed it to the New York Yankees, so White Sox, Yankees. And what I said at the All-Star break is I said, watch. I said the Yankees are going to get hot. They're going to win 2/3 of their games. And by the end of the Field of Dreams game, they will have 63 wins by the time that game's over. That's exactly what I said weeks ago. You know, the All-Star break was a few weeks back. So I think the Yankees were around 50, 51 wins at the All-Star break. When I said that, I said, watch, they'll be at 63 by the conclusion of the Field of Dreams game. And for years, I've taught about the significance of 63 in Major League Baseball, and there's a reason it also fits in with this Field of Dreams. And what this is about is understanding that baseball is really just a field of schemes and rig schemes by a very simple code of letters and numbers. This is how all of the world of professional sports is rigged. And again, if you're new here, from the beginning, I learned in Manly P. Hall's The Secret Teachings of All Ages. These two ciphers behind the English language. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, D is 4, up to Z, the 26 letters, 26. And then the other cipher is doing the same thing, but incorporating the rules of numerology. So A still 1, B still 2, C still 3, D still 4. Where it changes is when you get to J, the 10th letter. The numerology of 10 is 1 plus 0 is 1. So J becomes 1. K, the 11th letter, is 1 plus 1 is 2. L, the 12th letter, is 1 plus 2 is 3. Up to Z, the 26th letter, is 2 plus 6 is 8. Of course, in that cipher, you'll notice XXX is 666 because X is the 24th letter, 2 plus 4 is 6. So it starts to make a lot of sense when you think about things. Where did that XXX thing come from? Tell you what, it came straight from Gematria or Gematria. But notice, Field of Dreams, right? They've never done this before, but they do it the year of the 117th World Series. Field of Dreams is 117 with the alphabetic order. It's 63 with the alphabetic order and rules numerology. And remember, that's a big number in Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball equals 63. And every year there's major rituals with the number 63 in Major League. At the end of 2016, after studying this for a little more than 3 years, we discovered that running the alphabetic order in reverse was the other half of the code. Check this out. Baseball. Just the word baseball alone. 54 with the alphabetic order, like 54 outs in a game. 18's interesting because, Roger Maris, he hit the 61 home runs in 1961. 61's the 18th prime. Of course, he did that with the Yankees. But look at baseball when you run the alphabetic order in reverse. Baseball is 162, right? Like a 162 game season. When you run it in reverse with numerology, it's 54 again. And when you write out Major League Baseball, it's 162 with the alphabetic order, like 162 games in a season. 63, like we just talked about. Also 117, like it's the year of the 117th World Series. And when you think Major League Baseball, of course, you think New York Yankees. They're the team that's in the World Series they're like the Lakers of the NBA, right? They're like the Patriots of the 21st century, but the Yankees have been doing it for 100 years. Remember, Roy Halladay died on November 7th, the day leaving 54 days left in the year, the two-time Cy Young winner who wore number 34. The other day, they retired his number 34 with Philadelphia, and in that game, the Phillies picked up their 34th home win of the season. They couldn't have scripted it any better. Free money. Free money every Thursday, you guys. I've been telling you guys for free. If a team can pick up the 35th win on a Thursday, bet on that. Tonight there were two games like that. The Phillies. Notice the Phillies picked up their 35th home win today, and the Dodgers picked up their 46th loss of the season, Thursday, 35-46. The Mariners picked up their 35th home win tonight, too. The Boston-Tampa Bay game, it wasn't helpful because either team could pick up the 35 tonight, so we had to let that one go. But, a lot of people in my community tonight for a parlay took Phillies, took the Mariners, and took the White Sox. And we're going to talk more about the White Sox because, of course, the Yankees, they came in with 63 wins tonight for Field of Dreams, and they stayed on 63 wins. And you see how Field of Dreams is 117? So is Illinois. And did you know that the star of Field of Dreams, Kevin Costner, he used to own a minor league team in Illinois, in the town of Zion, Illinois? The Fielders. We'll talk more about that. But again, you guys, Gematria. You learn this knowledge. It's almost being like Marty McFly in Back to the Future. And, in our community, we've been murdering baseball for 3 straight weeks now, and a lot of people have made a lot of money. And again, the thing about this knowledge with baseball is you'll kill for 2.5, 3 weeks, and then you'll notice like that the riddles aren't coming through as consistently as they were. You still do all right, but then it gets hot again, and then you kill. And you just gotta, you gotta use the knowledge and realize like, okay, it's in the flow right now. And then when it's in the ebb, you just get a little bit more conservative. You look for the very best riddles. But Thursdays in 35, Colorado's in 38. There are certain numbers that always come through, and you just got to be selective. But again, this is the knowledge of knowledge for all sports gamblers. And again, you want to see how rigged the games are? Learn Gematria and pay attention. It's undeniable. Again, did anyone else in the world say a month ago that the Yankees would be on 63 wins by the end of the Field of Dreams game? And realize that's one of 10,000 correct predictions in sports that are pretty amazing from yours truly. Not to gloat, but been doing it for 8 years now. So anyway, here's what else I want to talk about with how sick it is, you guys, because it's sick. It's beyond just rigging. It's just sick what they do. And there's another lesson I've always taught about in this code. We've talked about so many deaths in the number 68. And what I always say is caskets go 6 feet deep and are 8 feet long. And Tony La Russa, who had a lot to do with tonight's game, he wasn't at the game. You know where he was? He was at the funeral for his family member. So this Field of Dreams, at the beginning of the season, we knew it had a lot to do with Tony La Russa because it was supposed to be the White Sox and the Cardinals, his current team, his former team. But you know what? When the game comes around, he just can't be there because he's got to be at a funeral. Somebody's going 6 feet deep in the 8-foot-long casket. Well, what win number did the White Sox pick up tonight, you guys? The White Sox picked up their 68th win tonight. How many times have I taught about this over the years? How many times have I done a video on the death of a celebrity and pointed out the thing about 68 and funerals and caskets? So here you go. The White Sox get their 68th win of the season while Tony La Russa's at a funeral. Let me show you a screenshot. This is from the Patreon notes before the game was played today. Andrew Heaney just got traded from the Angels to the Yankees, right? Andrew Heaney just came over from the Angels. And, you think Hollywood, right? Hollywood. Angels in the outfield. A League of Their Own. Field of Dreams. These are the 3 big baseball movies, right? So what are the odds the Yankees just got the Angels pitcher for the Field of Dreams game, and that's who they got starting, right? And then Lance Lynn. So if you're new to this, these pitchers, they don't always get the decision, but their records are a huge tell for the outcome of the game. You see how Andrew Heaney came in 7-8? Notice, in the most pure cipher is the alphabetic order of the rules numerology, the dark blue cipher. If you could only have one cipher, it's that one. Chicago White Sox is 79 in that cipher, right? Special numbers, Society of Jesus 79, Murder 79, Tony La Russa at a funeral. So that was a tell that Andrew Heaney, because we already knew the 63 thing, that was a huge tell, but then the pitchers are another tell. Andrew Heaney could fall to 7-9 versus the White Sox. He did not get the decision tonight. And by the way, he became 7-8 right after he joined New York. New York 78. See how this goes? But the tell was he could become 7-9. And then Lance Lynn also did not get the decision tonight. But the fact that Lance Lynn could become 11-3 in the game, you've probably seen, there's even mainstream articles that talk about how, certain movie studios like to put 113 in their film, and supposedly it goes back to some art studio that's connected to Pixar and Disney, where a lot of these, people studied cinematography or whatever it is, film. Again, I think that's a bullshit explanation of why they put 113 in films. 113 is a number that has to do with fiction. It can have to do with lying. It can have to do with like mainstream. It comes from the Talmud. Bava Kama 113a says it's okay to tell lies in certain situations. And there's a lot more to say about it, but the point is 113 is a number associated with movies, right? So here we are in the Field of Dreams game in tribute to a movie. Lance Lynn can become 11-3. Andrew Heaney can fall to 7-9. The Yankees can stay on 63 wins, which we called a month ago, again, them being at 63 wins by the end of this game tonight. And, it's picture perfect. But here's what else blew my mind. I didn't know about this earlier today. I did not know about this, so I made a big point about this in the live stream for just a little bit extra confidence. Kevin Costner, who's the star of Field of Dreams, he used to own this baseball team called the Lake County Fielders from Zion, Illinois. And veterans know what's up with Zion, Illinois. That is the town that claims to be the birthplace of flat earth beliefs in America. And anyway, Lake County Fielders, 79, just like Chicago White Sox. So it's not hard to see how it all comes together and how perfect it is. And again, a lot of these things are planned many, many years in advance. The Jesuit cabal that's behind all this, again, it's the Jesuits who are responsible for all this. They control everything from the Oval Office to, what goes on in the MLB baseball diamond to the NFL to the NBA. But they probably had all this planned out when Field of Dreams came out, whenever that was. I think it was back in the 80s. I was a little kid when that movie came out. And I think I fell asleep in the theater. It was a snooze fest. Let's go out and throw some balls around. This movie's boring. But, Lake County Fielders, 79. Chicago White Sox, 79. The baseball teams in Illinois like the White Sox. And maybe I forgot to say it, but when you run the alphabetic order in reverse, Illinois is also 117. And notice Illinois' got some interesting numbers. It's got the 54 in it like baseball. It's got the 45, which is interesting because, MLB's 54, but if you just do Major League, it's 45, also 63. 108, like 108 double stitches on a baseball. And, here, I got to say one more thing. Shout out to this man. I didn't watch the game today, but Pythagoras Johnson on Facebook. I didn't even intend to show this in the live stream. I just went on Facebook to let people know I was going live. If you don't follow me on Facebook or Twitter or on Free to Find Truth, the social media for truth seekers, and if you guys aren't up on Free to Find Truth, you should be on Free to Find Truth. It is totally free to use. It is, totally legit platform. It's all about uniting like-minded people. There's a community on here that decodes sports every day. If you're not on Free to Find Truth and you're interested in this knowledge, you should definitely get on there. This is a great community to be a part of. People are sharing information all day about all sorts of things, including sports. But Pythagoras Johnson watched the game tonight, and again, this is how it is day after day when you pay attention. He writes, so number 79 hits the first home run for the White Sox. And then he writes, in Gematria, Chicago White Sox equals 79. The New York Yankees pitcher can fall to 7-9. He might not have watched my live stream this morning on Patreon, or he probably would have known about the Kevin Costner team from Illinois that equaled 79 that he used to be owner of. But this is just how they do it, you guys. This is how they do it. Night after night after night. And for people to say, well, how can you script a home run? Again, if you know anything about baseballs and softballs, again, there's different cores that you can buy. And some cores, it's wound tighter so it creates more bounce to the ball. There's such a thing as a senior league softball. If you've ever hit a senior league softball, it flies about 100 feet further if you make good contact than your standard softball. It's meant to fly further. It's a ball that's used for older people because, they don't swing as hard. So, when they hit the ball, it comes off the bat with a little pop, makes the 80-year-old playing softball. And if you guys don't know, there are 80-year-olds playing softball all over the country. You'd be amazed if you watch senior league softball. There's some 80-year-olds that really take care of themselves. I know a man that was in his mid-70s that could still move and run nice around the bases. He used to impress the hell out of me. But, these guys play with the senior league ball so that when they hit the ball, because they're older, it comes off with a little, Who's to say they're not doing that in Major League when they need the scripted home run? Just put in the ball with the different core so it flies further. I can almost guarantee you that's what they're doing. And for the person who says, well, what if the fans... Listen, if a fan gets a ball with a wrap tighter core, they're probably not going to be able to identify that core has the tighter wrap. It's a hard thing to see with your eye, but that's the way they do it. That's how they adjust the cores of balls for flight distance. So, again, they couldn't have scripted it any better, and just the whole thing is sick, you guys. But for all the people who doubt Gematria, there's all these things just come together in tonight's game to just further prove how solid the knowledge of Gematria is. From this. Again, did anyone else in the world call that the Yankees would be on 63 wins at the end of this game a month ago? Because we did. We did. So, and we called a whole lot. But, yeah, and how many times we got to call the World Series before it happens, you guys? Come on. So, we'll keep it short and sweet. We'll leave it there for tonight. And if you're not on the Patreon, hey, get on the Patreon, man. I only charge $5 a month. Any other sports service, that had the history we did, they'd be charging you $500 a month for all the content we put out. I charge $5 a month because that's as close to free as you can get. And again, trying to build up resources slowly but surely to, get the movement we really need to take down this tyranny. It is nice winning sports bets, but at the end of the day, we got to be about more than making money. We got to be about ending tyranny and taking down this evil cabal that mocks us every day in so many ways. And this Field of Dreams game is an example. We'll leave it there, Truth Seeker.